Chosen one, I need you to stop everything and focus completely on what I am about to tell you, because something happened exactly 72 hours ago that you did not even realize was happening. You were so exhausted, so overwhelmed, so depleted that you did not have the mental capacity to recognize it as a test. But it was. It was the final evaluation, the last exam, the ultimate assessment that determines whether a soul is ready to carry real spiritual authority, or whether they need to go back and repeat the preparation phase. And here is what you need to know. You passed. Not barely passed. Not passed by a narrow margin. You passed with such distinction, with such undeniable demonstration of transformed character, that the spiritual realm had to immediately convene what ancient texts call the Council of Elevation. And tonight, at exactly 3:33 in the morning, something is going to happen in dimensions you cannot see with physical eyes, but your soul will absolutely feel heaven is going to officially commission you, not symbolically, not metaphorically, actually, literally. In the unseen realms where spiritual authority is granted, you are going to receive clearance to operate at a level you have been training for your entire life without knowing it. Before we go any further, if something in your spirit is already saying, yes, this is for me, drop a comment below and let your spirit confirm it. And if you want to be part of keeping this mission alive so it can reach the next chosen one who is in the middle of their final test right now, exhausted and not knowing how close they are, the Ko-Fi link is pinned in the comments. A coffee, a small offering, whatever feels right. You are not donating to a channel. You are planting a seed into a mission, and what you sow into the lives of others, God has a way of multiplying back into yours. Now, before you think this is going to make your life suddenly easy, before you imagine that promotion means everything becomes smooth, let me stop you right there. What is about to happen tonight is not a reward for good behavior. It is a recognition that you can finally be trusted with greater responsibility. And greater responsibility always comes with greater challenge. But here is the difference. After tonight, you will face those challenges with access to spiritual resources you did not have before. Wisdom that downloads instantly, discernment that operates automatically, peace that remains unshakable, authority that does not need to announce itself. That is what happens when heaven commissions someone. Not comfort, but capacity. Not ease, but empowerment. Not rest, but readiness. Let me tell you what that test was 3 days ago, because you need to understand what you actually passed. Between roughly 4 in the afternoon and 8 at night, something happened that pushed you past your breaking point. Maybe it was a conversation that went completely wrong. Maybe it was a situation that triggered every old wound you thought you had healed. Maybe it was a moment of such profound loneliness that you could not even cry anymore. You just sat there in numb silence. Maybe it was a betrayal so unexpected that your mind could not process it. Maybe it was exhaustion so deep that you literally did not have energy to think, only to react from pure instinct. Whatever it was for you specifically, it took you to a place where you were operating on autopilot, where you were too tired to perform, too broken to pretend, too depleted to calculate the right response. You were just being without the energy to be anything other than what you truly are at your core. And in that moment, when no one was watching, when no one would have known if you chose differently, when you had every justification in the world to respond with bitterness, with revenge, with selfishness, with cruelty, with compromise, you did not. Your automatic response, the one that came from your deepest essence when you were too exhausted to control it, was integrity. Maybe someone attacked you verbally, and your instinct was not to attack back, but to stay silent. Maybe you were given an opportunity to use information against someone, and your first impulse was to protect them instead. Maybe someone needed help, and even though you were running on empty, something in you showed up for them anyway. Maybe you were alone in a moment where no one would ever know if you compromised, and you did not. That is what the test was measuring. not your strength when you are rested and resourced and ready. Your character when you have nothing left. If something in your spirit is confirming that you recognize that test, that you lived through something exactly like that 3 days ago, type 777 in the comments right now. And if you feel called to support this mission so that the next person in their final test can find this message at their exact moment of need, the Ko-fi link is pinned in the comments. Every seed you plant here reaches someone on the edge of giving up, someone who just needed to know they were not alone. The link is waiting. Do what your spirit leads you to do, because here is what the commission means practically. 3 authorizations are being granted to your soul tonight. Not as magical powers, but as unlocked capacities. Things that were always inside you but could not be trusted to fully activate until your character was proven under pressure. The first authorization is accelerated understanding, problems that used to take you weeks to process. You are going to understand in minutes. Decisions that used to paralyze you, you are going to make with confidence. Not because you suddenly have all the answers, but because you can suddenly see what matters and what does not, and what matters becomes obvious. The second authorization is emotional stability that surprises you. You are going to notice that things that used to trigger you do not anymore. People who used to drain you cannot reach you the same way. Situations that used to overwhelm you feel manageable, and it is not because you are suppressing emotions. It is because your emotional center has been recalibrated. You have been through so much that you developed emotional muscle most people never build. You can feel deeply without being controlled by those feelings. You can care without being consumed. You can love without losing yourself. The third authorization is synchronicities that are too perfect to be random. You are going to need something, and it is going to appear. You are going to think about someone, and they are going to reach out. You are going to face an obstacle, and the exact resource you need is going to present itself. This is not manifestation. This is what happens when you complete a spiritual level and reality starts coordinating around you differently, because now you can be trusted with that level of support. Now I need to warn you about something that can sabotage everything you just earned. It is subtle. It is sneaky. It creeps in so quietly that most people do not notice it until it has already destroyed them spiritual pride. When you wake up tomorrow and you feel that mental clarity, when you notice that emotional stability, when you experience those perfect synchronicities, there is going to be a temptation, a whisper, a thought, and it is going to sound like this: I finally made it. I am better than those people who are still struggling. I am special. I am chosen. I am above the mess that regular people deal with. And if you feed that thought, if you nurture that pride, if you let it take root in your heart, you are going to lose everything you just received. Not immediately, but gradually. That mental clarity is going to fog. That emotional stability is going to crack. Those synchronicities are going to stop, because the universe only trusts power to those who remain humble. So here is what you do when that thought comes. And it will come. You remember. You remember 3 years ago when you were the one struggling. You remember 5 years ago when you were the one lost. You remember that season when you were broken and desperate and had no idea how you were going to make it through. You remember every person who showed you grace when you did not deserve it. Every person who had patience with you when you were difficult. Every person who believed in you when you had no reason to believe in yourself. And you let that memory keep you humble, not falsely humble where you pretend you are not powerful, but genuinely humble where you know your power came at a cost, and that cost creates compassion, not contempt, for others who are still paying it. The crown you receive tonight is not a trophy. It is a tool. It is not recognition that you are better than everyone else. It is recognition that you can be trusted with more responsibility, and responsibility always requires humility. If this message is confirming something you felt but could not name, type Amen in the comments as a declaration that you recognize your testing season is complete and your commissioning has begun. And if someone came to mind while you were listening, someone who is in the middle of their final test right now, exhausted and not knowing how close they are to the other side, share this with them before you leave. Your share could be the confirmation that helps them endure one more day. And one more thing for those who feel called to go deeper, to be part of what makes this space possible. The KOF link is pinned in the comments. Whatever you give, a coffee, a small offering, a seed, it does not stop with you. What is someone else's breakthrough? God opens new channels over your own life. Now let me tell you who can take away your crown after you receive it tonight. It is not God. God does not give and take back based on moods or mistakes. It is not the devil. The devil has no authority over what heaven grants. It is not circumstances. External situations cannot remove internal authority. The only person who can take away your crown is you. And you can only do it one way, by deliberately, consciously, knowingly choosing to compromise your integrity for personal gain after you know better. Not by accident, not by momentary weakness, not by falling short of perfection, but by calculated betrayal of your own character, by choosing to use your spiritual authority to manipulate others, by choosing to weaponize your discernment, by turning tools meant for building into weapons meant for destroying. When you misuse the gifts you have been given, that is when you lose your crown, not as punishment, but as protection, because a corrupted person with spiritual authority is more dangerous than a person with no authority at all. That is why the test was so rigorous. The universe needed to know that even at your worst, even at your weakest, even at your most vulnerable, your default setting is still integrity, and you proved it 3 days ago. Now let me reveal the deeper reason why you specifically are being commissioned at this exact moment in history. It is not random. It is not just because you completed your personal journey. It is because humanity is entering a season of unprecedented upheaval, and the world needs people who can remain stable while everything shakes. The old systems are collapsing. The institutions people trusted are being exposed. The authorities people relied on are being questioned. And in the middle of that chaos, people are going to be desperately searching for something solid to hold on to. Not information, not theories, not promises, but living proof that it is possible to maintain integrity when everything around you is compromising. Living proof that it is possible to stay peaceful when everything around you is panicking. Living proof that it is possible to love when everything around you is hating. You are that proof. Not because you have all the answers, not because you never struggle, not because you are perfect, but because your life demonstrates that transformation is real. That character can be forged. That hope can survive hell. And when people see that in you, when they encounter your peace in their chaos, when they feel your stability in their storm, they are going to want to know your secret. And your secret is not something you can explain with words. Your secret is something you became through fire. And the only way to teach it is to be it. That is your assignment as a commissioned, chosen one. Not to save everyone, not to fix everything, not to have answers for all questions, but to be a living testimony that it is possible to go through darkness and come out light. For those who feel called to support this mission, to be part of what keeps this space alive for chosen ones across the world, who are navigating what comes after the final test. The KOF link is pinned in the comments. What you give does not fund a channel. It funds the next message that reaches the next person standing in their own final exam. Wondering if any of this is real, every seed you plant here becomes light that finds someone exactly when they need it. The link is waiting, and heaven is watching what you do with this moment. So tonight at 3:33, when your soul stands before the court of heaven, when those 3 authorizations are granted, receive them with open hands and a humble heart. Tomorrow, when you wake up and feel the shift, when you notice the clarity and the peace and the synchronicities, remember they are tools, not trophies. Use them to bless, use them to build, use them to love, and watch how the universe responds to someone who carries power but wields it with humility. That is when miracles become normal. That is when provision becomes consistent. That is when doors open that you did not even know existed. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. What happens after tonight? You are going to need ongoing guidance and confirmation. This channel exists for that purpose, to help you navigate walking in spiritual authority so you do not feel crazy and you do not walk alone. Your test is over. Your crown is ready. Your commission begins tonight. Chosen one, your loneliness was not abandonment. It was assessment. Your exhaustion was not punishment. It was preparation. Your breaking was not destruction. It was transformation. And tonight at 3:33, heaven confirms what you already proved. You are ready. Welcome to your coronation.